All right, we are in game number 1. It's Jaedong spawning in the bottom left, and in the upper right is Last. Again, this is a one-on-one map. There are a lot of... Oh, hold on. SCB being sent out right away.
Okay. Well, this is how we're going to start it off. We are definitely going to see a proxy ARAX here. Now, where will he place the barracks? Will he send a second SCV momentarily here for BBS? We're going to see.
One other thing to keep in mind is, how is Jaedong going to open? If he goes for something like hatch first, it could be a total disaster.
Absolutely.
It's all going to come down to when this pool is made.
Yes, let's see when it is. It looks like Last just going to make a single barracks, so a little bit more economy behind this play. Throws that barracks down. That is not somewhere the Overlord goes early on, so this is most likely going to go undetected.
We're still waiting for that pool. A lot of Zergs don't like to get the pool right away because you can get a few extra drones out and get your economy really up and running, but of course that's the risk that you're going to take. We still don't see that spawning pool coming down, and at the latest it's going to be a pool on 12 here, or 11. So yeah, again, this is getting a little bit scary. Last opening up with a build that's a lot more of a gamble to come into this, so that you can mask what your other builds might be later on, and it's going to be hatch on 12.
Oh my gosh, so a heavy economy play here from Jaedong against a proxy barracks rush. This is looking very dangerous. Now the second SCV coming out, this is an SCV to throw Jaedong off. Yeah. This is the normal time you'll see an SCV scouting you.
Okay, that SCV is coming down now. Of course, as you were saying, Artosis, this masks very well what exactly Last is doing here. That pool's just now started.
Yeah.
The Marines are going to be not sent right away, but when the time is right, a bunker will be thrown down. The Marines are going to come forward, and Jaedong will have to rely on drones initially to hold this off, which is really, really hard to do. But that being said, honestly, Jaedong probably has the best drone control in all of StarCraft.
You are probably right about that. Now, this should be mentioned, this is an 8 barracks play. Definitely, it's a big time rush.
Here we go.
But you can live through this.
Oh! He walls it off! He completely
my
cuts
God.
him off. There's no way to get the drones over there now.
That is completely tight. That is circling tight. He has to cancel this hatchery. There is absolutely no way Jaedong can finish it.
This is so sick. He's going to have to give it up. No, he's not Artosis. He's going to sunken colony push it over here. The drone finally cancels. It's taken out. Just buying a little bit of extra time. This is such an insane game, and now we're going into one hatch layer.
Oh my God, what does this even mean? One hatchery layer, not a real build order, okay? You do not go for this against Terran, but Last has given him no other choice.
He might be going for one hatch lurker. I would have to imagine, unless he throws down another hatchery right away here. Now look, he's getting the SCVs out onto the other side. Now, Terran is still, at this point in time, in the... Whoa, a second depot there.
What?
What?
I
don't understand the motivation for doing that.
It might just be because he has SCVs down here and he's planning on not losing this area.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't want to use an SCV that's mining back at home. I mean, at this point in time. Okay, well, let's go with it, whatever. He's going to throw the depot out there.
Well, we're going to have to go with it, Tasteless. This is what he's doing.
Now, going for one hatch slayer is interesting because he's going to go into quick lurkers. Now, the goal here is that Terran is not going to have detection, whether that be turrets or scans. Definitely not a science vessel in time.
Now, bunker coming up right now. Look at this. Last is really defending as hard as he can up here on this offensive contain. All right, he lifts up the barracks. He's backing up a little bit. He can throw some of these Marines into the bunkers. Okay, I understand what that bunker, that depot is for now, Tasteless. That is just in case Jaedong tries to run out links, but I'm still surprised he made it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's cool. It makes sense. All he has to do is keep backing this wall enough. He's certainly buying time. Zerg basically can't operate off of one hatchery. They have to get an additional base up, and the only available location right now is the one that Last is already controlling. The longer that Jaedong goes without a hatchery up at the second base, wherever that may be, the more and more behind he is. Now, the Lurker Tech's about to start here, so...
No, it certainly is. I feel like I'm watching a computer right now play against Last. Look at this. Sunken pushing out? Have you ever seen a game that looked like this?
He's just trying to get that wall in opened up over there, but you can see that if he overextends at all, the Marines come in, start to fire that down, and then back up. We're still waiting. Now, the other, generally speaking, when you do one hatch lurker, as long as you get a good position burrowed somewhere, then you're okay. You want to try to outrun scans if that happens. Also, you can do one hatch lurker with drop, although it's very cost inefficient.
Man, yeah,
but that is a thing.
It's a possibility for sure. Like, you've got to do something creative here. Now, he is Sunken pushing forward. The Sunken does have more range in these bunkers with Marines in them. And, you know, once he gets the lurkers up, we saw at home last getting an engineering base, so he can build missile turrets for vision of those lurkers. But this is getting to be kind of crazy how much he's actually dedicating here.
Okay, as you can see, the bunkers keep pushing back. He's going to dive in here. One lurker is not taken out. It's crazy that all those Marines actually targeted that one lurker. You know, the bunkers, you can't target fire. So he's going to take that out. Now there's a little bit more of an opening. He's trying to bait the Marines forward and overstepping. Marine medic are still backed out. And Last is just continuing to backwards.
Oh my
backwards
gosh.
push over here, getting these bunkers set up.
Well, the longer you're on against a one-base Zerg, the better off you are. Oh my god, the scan goes down. The Zergling's taking a few shots here, but the bunker looks like it might end up holding this SCV repairing. Up come the Zerglings, he breaks the bunker.
Beautifully done. And that last bunker is not going to complete. There's no scan back at home. He's only got 10 energy. Anytime these lurkers get underground, they cannot be contested.
Oh, he does pick one off, though, before backing up. He goes up the hill. Very hard to attack uphill in StarCraft. The Lings going out for a counterattack. Does he have anything at home?
He's headed back there. There's one bunker being made, but it doesn't look like there's very much. The lurkers will eventually be able to push forward. Now, the Lings can fit through these narrow areas. The lurkers cannot.
There are no units at home right now for Last. How does he defend against this? 5 Zerglings. They're going to get rid of that bunker. The lurkers are coming up as well.
The Lings coming in right now. They're going to continue to hit these SCVs. The Marines are retreating back, but this is allowing the lurkers to advance further and further towards Last position.
These Zerglings starting to do some serious damage. The Marines stimming, running home as quickly as they can. But look at this. They are causing a lot of damage.
Okay, lurkers coming up now. Again, there might be just about one more scan available here. And Last is going to have to make that scan work. Last had a great position up until Jaedong broke him. Now it's going to be up to Last to have perfect defense.
Okay, here come the lurkers.
Oh, he tries to run by! And the Marine block is too good!
Oh! That was the sickest Marine block right there by Last. If those lurkers run by and get to your mineral line, you might just straight up lose the game.
Now he has to come up with a different plan. You can see more and more bunkers are being thrown down here. Technically, as far as the economics of the game goes, Last is still in the lead. Jaedong is only just now going to get that second hatchery up. But there still might be some more opportunities here for Jaedong to try to come in here and punish Last.
Where does the game go from here? Jaedong with so little going on right now. He's got some random Sunkens in the middle of the space, a few lurkers with a light contain against mass bunker. You know, it was amazing to see him break out of here and get some counter damage done, but it looks like Last is going to easily get up his tech tree.
Starport on the way. Interesting to see that the barracks hidden out over here, but it looks like it is going to be spotted by Jaedong.
Yeah, that Overlord Scout actually quite important right now. Seeing that there are some units being made out on the map, a couple Zerglings going to go up to check it out. And, he might lose an Overlord here. The Ling's coming up as Stim is almost worn off.
Oh,
but
great control there. So he looks like he actually will get this Overlord. That's going to be pretty annoying here for Jaedong. Yeah, back at home, for Jaedong, there's a lot of problems going on. He was not able to mine that much Vespian gas.
Yeah.
And so there's not an easy tech switch you can have into Muta. Ling Lurker it can be okay if you're really good at tactics with them, but it also has problems of its own. So even though Jaedong broke free and got a second base up, he didn't have a strong starting economy behind that to get to where he needed to be. So, I mean, even though Jaedong had a great counterattack that almost won the game, Last is still in the lead.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now. Jaedong just doesn't have the production to have enough units to be scary here. Jaedong trying every trick in the book. Look at that, he runs forward, tries to lure some Marines in, doesn't quite work out. Last on top of staring at that mini-map.
I believe we just missed the Spire starting inside the main base of the Zerg, but I think that's what that drone was going down there to become. Now, Last is going to get a science vessel in a little bit up here. And the science vessel is going to allow Terran to no longer have to rely on scan. And so when he can come out here with the Marines, medics, tanks, and the vessel, you can start to push the Zerg.
Yeah, and some Scourge are already popping out right now. We'll see if that's all he makes or he does go into that 2 hatchery Mutalisk play. Oh, that is a very quick Queen's Nest. So I think what we're seeing is Jaedong will try to control that vessel count, keep it low, and get into Defilers. It might be his only chance.
It's a pretty desperate play, too, to try to get into Defilers off of 2 bases. He's still staying outside where the Terran is. If you can get the snipe on that Science vessel, it's huge. It could swing the entire direction of the game. That being said, I mean, Last is obviously aware that the Scourge are going to be a threat, and is going to be very careful with how he executes this push.
Yeah, that is so important that you bring this up. If he is aware, if he is really watching after his vessels and doesn't let them die, Irradiate itself will become so efficient against this low economy Jaedong, he shouldn't be able to hold.
Okay.
Oh!
He's going to push back here.
You gotta just watch he's scourging this vessel. This is the most critical moment right now.
Okay, he's edging forward here. Once again, the vessel control is really good, and Jaedong really is just relying on these 3 lurkers to sandbag the push. I mean, everything is kind of just hinged on that. A second vessel, of course, is on the way. A scan to confirm that there's no counterattack coming down here as Last continues to push forward.
Yeah, he's moving right across the map very, very quickly. Jaedong with very few units. A few more lurkers being made at home. Here we go. He tries to dive in. Does not catch a vessel. He hits it with 1 Scourge.
Yeah.
Only needs 1 more.
That's right. He can get another set of Scourge to try to do this again. Guys, remember, the tanks can actually outrange. Oh! Beautifully done. Now, there should be a second vessel out momentarily here, but taking out that first vessel is huge. Now, what I was saying a second ago, the tanks unsiege still outrange a lurker. So Terran can still push pretty quickly here.
Oh, he's scanning, stimming down, but it looks like, okay, he still did have vision for a moment there. I don't think he has many scans left, maybe 1 maximum. So Jaedong just needs to buy a little bit more time. Uh-oh, another vessel out.
Okay, he's going to come down here now, staying just outside of Jaedong's base. Jaedong is getting into real hot water here. It's very, very easy to lose the game. He has to figure out a way to dive on top of these tanks and Marines with lurkers and actually trade efficiently.
Oh, that's a very hard one right there. Here he goes. He runs forward right now. A lot of lurkers coming up for the burrow. Scourge coming as well. He forces everything back for a moment, but doesn't get any real damage done.
Okay, he's going to try to come in further. The 2 Scourge go down. The vessel's still a factor.
He picks off a siege tank. This is getting important. 1 siege tank breaks through much more slowly, and if you have a critical mass of lurkers, the Marines will not kill you alone.
The Zerg is just trying to buy time until a Defiler's out. Once you've got Dark Swarm, you can hold the push off. The Lings are actually going to make a counterattack up here. I don't know if these bunkers are full. I would imagine they're not.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not right now. They shouldn't be. Okay. So here we go. He's going for a counter. Oh my God, surrounds the Marines that are there.
1 Scourge can connect with this vessel over here. Meanwhile, he's going to try to break this contain over here and isolate the tank.
Jaedong getting so much done with so little right now. It looks like Last has to turn around. Jaedong getting some serious damage done.
This is insane. Last going to have to completely pull out of that pressure. The Link's still doing so much damage here. And this has basically allowed Jaedong to get to where he needs to be.
The Defiler mount is up. The lurkers walk forward. Oh no! Jaedong with a critical mistake here.
That was the one mistake he had to make in order to give Last an advantage again. Losing all of those lurkers and Marines trying to counterattack. The Scourge trying to connect with the vessel and it goes down.
Oh, he does get rid of that, but the lurkers are no longer here. 3 are morphing. So much damage being dealt. What a back and forth game, but it looks like Last may have done it. GG, and Last takes game number 1.
That was so back and forth, so crazy.